Onley exciting on a bike.
The body's hurt, she's hurt, looks hurt. Hop and front kick right down the liver. Knees coming up. She's slowing down posture. Yeah, watch out the nose back.
Unreal.
It's over.
She's down.
That was a pretty good fight, and I got the finish as well. So it's
Stop scrolling because Ice Cold Summer Onley. Yes, the undefeated British finisher from Derby just sent the coldest, rudest, most disrespectful warning Dakota Ditcheva has heard in her entire career.
I'll try and submit you, or I'll try and knock you out. Like, I really.
This was not hype. This was not promo. This was a fucking declaration of war.
Damage in the fight, so I'm hoping that she's fresh as well, because I want to have a good fight with her. So I'm hoping that she's.
Summer Onley didn't whisper. She didn't tweet. She looked straight at the camera and said, "I'm coming for the crown," and the MMA world froze. Because this girl is not 15-0, but she finishes everyone.
She's hurt! She's down!
This isn't some random prospect. This is Ice Cold Summer Onley 5-0, undefeated, 4 brutal TKOs, never gone the distance, 100% finish rate. She didn't just win fights, she became FCC's first ever female professional champion.
Onley exciting on a bike.
The body's hurt, she's hurt, looks hurt. Hop and front kick right down the liver. Knees coming up. She's slowing down posture. Yeah, watch out the nose back.
Unreal.
It's over.
She smoked Monica Fontes in round 1. She elbowed Wiktoria Wojciechowska into TKO. She murdered bodies with kicks and punches. And her nickname, Ice Cold, isn't branding. It's exactly how she fights. No emotion, no hesitation, just violence. And in her recent interview, she didn't hold back. "I will knock you out. I'm coming. I'm ready for the crown." That is one of the most disrespectful postures we've seen toward Dakota yet. She's not saying, maybe one day she's saying, "I'm coming now and I'll take everything." Now let's talk about the woman she wants to kill the hype of Dakota. Ditcheva 15-0, undefeated 12 finishes, PFL world champion, youngest ever PFL champion, 3-time Muay Thai world champ. She broke her hand in her last fight, still dominated, and she's preparing for her Dubai super fight versus Denise Kielholtz in February 2026. Dakota is the most dangerous young woman in MMA, so why would Summer Onley, a 5-0 bantamweight, say she'll knock her out? Because she believes finishing power beats experience. This isn't hype versus hype. This is British versus British, gym killer versus world champion, 5-0 versus 15-0. Someone's aura breaks if this ever happens, and Ice Cold is saying it will be Dakota's. Let's break it down. Summer Onley strengths, aggressive finishes, early elbows from hell, body kick TKO power, 0, fear 100% finish mindset. Dakota Ditcheva strengths, precision striker, Muay Thai master, fastest hands in PFL, defensive nightmare championship IQ. This fight is violence versus technique, pure pressure versus polished execution, and Summer's message is simple: I hit harder, I finish everyone, you're next. This girl wasn't born into fighting royalty. She worked a 9-to-5 desk job as a graphic designer. Now she's choking people unconscious and elbowing them into retirement. Purple belt and BJJ champion on UFC Fight Pass 5, fights 5 finishes. She is the anti-Dakota story. No fame, no $1 million prize, just violence. This is Britain versus Britain supremacy. Dakota, dangerous Summer, Ice Cold. And Ice Cold just told the undefeated Queen, "I'm coming. I'll knock you out." This might be the future UK super fight. And now I want you to answer, is Summer Onley a hype train or the real threat? Does Dakota steamroll her or get shocked? Drop your prediction below. Smash like if you love these insane callouts. Subscribe because women's MMA is turning into chaos.
Introducing Emily Gardenia Dakota.
I don't like to predict anything. I will say that I've prepared to the best of my ability, and I just want them to know that when I step in the cage, I will have been doing my best, regardless of whatever happens, that I have given my best in that fight.
Emily Dakota gets it done. The choice.
Stop scrolling because we've got a shocking call out today. Emily Ducote, the former Invicta FC strawweight champion, just sent a deadly career-ending warning to the undefeated PFL Queen Dakota Ditcheva. And trust me, this wasn't a friendly challenge. This wasn't respectful fight talk. This was a straight-up threat to end Dakota's undefeated era. Emily literally said, "I'm coming for your crown. I'm coming to KSL Dakota Ditcheva. You're the best striker, I respect you, but I'm here to make history." Yeah, this one is different. Let's get into it.
Those outside leg kicks off of her jab, but Dakota seems like she's shut down that avenue.
Ooh, hard right hand. Taylor in trouble. Head kick for the finish. It is done. Emily Dakota knocks out Danielle Taylor to become the Invicta FC strawweight champion.
Emily Ducote isn't just some random UFC cut trying to stay relevant. This woman is a black belt in BJJ, a black belt in Taekwondo, a former Invicta FC strawweight champion, and she has 4 wins by KO TKO with 0 losses by knockout. After leaving the UFC in 2024, she went back to Invicta and started winning again, proving she's still dangerous, still improving, and still evolving. And now, she's calling out the most avoided woman in the PFL, Dakota Ditcheva.
I definitely aim to finish fights. There's so much going on with, the judging and how it is. So, but it is so hard to finish everybody, especially people that are really, really tough and durable. So if I don't get the finish, I don't care. I go in there expecting the full fight. And if in that fight I can get an opportunity for a finish, somebody's hurt or wherever, I will go for that. So definitely the goal is to finish, but I'm not going to just be riding on, the hope that I get a finish. I'm prepared to go the entire fight and to do well the entire time.
In her latest interview, Emily snapped. She dropped the most savage warning Dakota has heard all year. Dakota Ditcheva. I'm coming for your crown. I'm coming to kill Dakota Ditcheva. You're the best striker, but I'm the one who's going to make history. This is the kind of talk we only hear from fighters who truly believe they can shock the world. And what makes it even crazier? Dakota is 15-0 undefeated youngest PFL champion ever, a Muay Thai monster. The first British female MMA world champion. Most fighters are terrified to even say her name. Emily, she's coming straight at her with death threats in fight language.
Digging deep for sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Let's break this down. Dakota Ditcheva's power is real. She broke her hand beating Sumiko Inaba. She won the 1 million PFL title. She starched Tyla Santos with a body shot. She's a killer in the cage, but Emily Ducote, she sees holes in Dakota's game, and she thinks her combination of high-level grappling, taekwondo kicks, iron chin. Championship experience is exactly what Dakota has never faced. Ducote believes Dakota is used to dominating lesser strikers, not dealing with a multi-style black belt veteran who refuses to break. That's why Emily said, "You're the best striker, but you can't handle my pressure." Dakota hasn't fought in 2025 due to injury. She broke her hand. She pulled out of the tournament. She signed a new deal, but hasn't been tested since. Meanwhile, Emily's been fighting, winning, improving. This should scare Dakota, because historically Dakota struggles when pressured. Dakota struggles against aggressive grapplers. Dakota struggles against heavy forward movement. And that's exactly the fight Emily brings. This isn't hype. This isn't fake drama. Stylistically, Emily is a problem.
I definitely aim to finish fights. There's so much going on with, the judging and how it is. So, but it is so hard to finish everybody, especially people that are really, really tough and durable. So if I don't get the finish, I don't care. I go in there expecting the full fight. And if in that fight I can get an opportunity for a finish, somebody's hurt or wherever, I will go for that. So definitely the goal is to finish, but I'm not going to just be riding on, the hope that I get a finish. I'm prepared to go the entire fight and to do well the entire time.
Emily ended the call out with the coldest line we've heard all week. Dakota, your time is over. And honestly, Dakota has never been called out like this before. Not by UFC fighters, not by PFL fighters, not by anyone. Emily Ducote came in with fire violence and zero hesitation, and now the question is, should Dakota Ditcheva accept this fight? Can Emily really end the 15-0 undefeated run? Or is Dakota simply too powerful, too fast, and too dangerous? This matchup would be insane. PFL UFC. Whoever make this fight. Emily Ducote versus Dakota Ditcheva. Striker versus black belt. Champion versus champion. Respect versus violence. Let me know in the comments who wins, Emily or Dakota.
Yeah, I'm not a spring chicken, so I want to get all those fights all I can.
Indeed, Christina Ricker takes the center from Ricker early on.
Ooh, nice head kick by Jazz.
Jazz with a big head kick. Air. Ricker
nice right hand by Jazz.
Jazz the Vicious pouring it on Christina.
This fight's over.
This one is over. Done quickly. Jazz the Vicious in her hometown.
Jasmine Jasudavicius just sent the most chilling warning to Dakota Ditcheva, and the MMA world can't stop talking about it. The message was simple but brutal. She's a striker, but I'm the killer. This isn't just trash talk. This is a 36-year-old UFC veteran calling out the undefeated 15-0 PFL champion and promising to end her reign before it even begins.
Knees in the clincher by Jazz. She's gonna look at her hips back. Oh, nice knee in the body.
Jasmine Jasudavicius, the pride of Canada, has clawed her way up from the Contender Series to the UFC's elite. At 36 years old, she's ranked number 5 in the world, riding a 5-fight winning streak, destroying every name they've thrown her way. From her debut in 2021 to her last war at UFC 315, Jasmine has turned from underdog to silent assassin. She's not flashy, she's not loud, but when she talks, people listen. I don't need to prove I can strike, she said. Dakota's a striker. I'm a killer. There's a difference.
Getting up is going to be unbelievable. And there it is.
Beautiful knee from the plum.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Oh, right hand.
Trouble.
And that does it. First round finish, and Dakota Ditcheva silences.
Standing on the other side of the cage, Dakota Ditcheva 15 wins, 0 losses. The youngest world champion in PFL history. The first British woman to ever claim a global MMA world title. She's the $1 million killer with knockouts that make headlines and body shots that end careers.
This is where Dakota Ditcheva hunts the liver. She will attack with body shots. She can have a knee finds its way to the face of Sumiko Naba and an elbow from Dakota.
Ruby here, back against the fence.
In July 2025, Dakota faced Sumiko Inaba, and even with a broken hand, she dominated all 3 rounds. Unanimous decision. Another win. Another reminder that she's levels above her competition. Now Jasmine isn't impressed. She says Dakota's hype is built on easy matchups and padded competition. In her words, Dakota's a striker, but she's never faced a real fighter like me. That's a direct hit because when a UFC top 5 contender calls out a PFL champion, the walls between promotions start to shake. And this call out? It's personal. Jasudavicius has something. Dakota hasn't faced pressure and pace. She's durable, she's strong in the clinch, and she doesn't break. Dakota's knees may have dropped opponents in seconds, but Jasmine's been through real wars. She's taken shots from some of the best in the UFC and kept coming forward. If this fight ever happens, we're looking at raw violence, youth versus experience, speed versus toughness, and a message from Jasmine Jasudavicius that echoes loud. You may be undefeated, but not against me. MMA fans are losing their minds. Some say Jasmine's delusional that Dakota's Muay Thai and MMA hybrid style would fold her in a round. Others say finally a real challenge. Finally, a test that can prove if Dakota's power is real or just promotion.